the
bright
fairest
and
of...
morning star. He's the fairest of 10,000. Da, la, da, da. There we are.
Well, today is March the 16th,
Yeah, just think of that.
2014.
Uh-huh.
It's 14 years since the Y2K, when everybody thought the world was going to end. How long's Opa been gone? Opa's been
It's
gone
95.
1995.
He was 85 in 95. He died in 95.
And
I
Opa,
was 80 and he was 85.
Opa was hoping to be an Elijah, but he didn't get to be.
But he did Elijah things. But he did. It does. Hey, he got taken up. Listen, I think he got taken up on the chariot. I think
So he got a chariot ride, but
yeah.
he was hoping to go up live, but he had to.
Yeah, that was fantastic to think. And then Lita to bring that thing with the chariot. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. So is the honor me. That's right. Well, anyway, that's sweet.
Mama, before I go, share once again the little story about the chariot coming to pick up Father. That's a real family story for us. You want to share that with me just a little bit before we go?
You went down there yet?
Yeah, go ahead and share the story about when the chariot came to pick up Father.
Well, you want to do it right now?
Do it right now.
Okay. Well, this was it. Dan was getting ready to come home to get a little rest between radiation after surgery. And then he had a spell, and he got so sick. He was vomiting, and he was really, it looked like he wasn't going to make it. We all came and stood around him, told him goodbye, said, kids, take care of Mama. He gave James the key to his station wagon. This is our goodbye, children. But was somehow, because the nurse didn't say that, it's how he felt. He always had this feeling like his spirit was going to leave. And so we went home, and when we were all gone, and the lights were turned down, all of a sudden, a chariot with two pale horses stood by his bed. And of course, you know what the pale horses, he knew all that instantly. And the Revelation speaks to pale horses as for death. This chariot came by, stood by his bed, and it was the driver and the death angel. And they just stopped for a moment, and the death angel stood there, and then he said, turned to the driver, turned to the death angel and said, why don't you pick him up? And he looked at Dan, he looked at the driver. The horses were beginning to stomp on the ground, but was ground there. And he said, there are too many prayers between him and me. And the chariot and the two pale horses, they were gone. And then he said, there are too many prayers. Well, Dan never talked about this. For a whole year, when he was supposed to be well, he struggled. I made an appointment, went back to the radiologist and said, he's not having trouble, is this taken care of? He said, here are the x-rays. He showed me the x-rays, and the x-rays had made the stomach kind of double, or separated them, but he said, it's supposed to be working. But for a year, nothing, it seemed that we just couldn't get anywhere. They said had all kinds of treatments, and Tom took him to a naturopathic doctor, but nothing helped. In November, when it looked like he was going to die, we tried everything, went back to the hospital. That's when they did another check on his stomach, and they found that the radiation And instead of lessening the acid, it had improved the acid, and his stomach was ulcerated. When they put him back on the medicine, within 2 months he was ready to go back to the prayer meeting. And, and he lived 15 more years after that. He ministered for 7 years we work with Ring of Fire Ministries counseling. Ew, wow, that's enough to make you right hot.